The year is 1948 and the State of Israel has just been announced. Jews around the world are overjoyed. Communities gather around in order to hear the official declaration, and celebrations can be heard from a mile away. However, all this is quickly interrupted with the news of attack from all sides. Israel is officially in war with all its neighbours, and it's all hands on deck. Israel is relying heavily on arms they are receiving from Czechoslovakia, and miraculously, they survive the war, but not without loss. Israel loses 6,733 lives, 1% of its population. Israel need the diaspora. They need their money and they need their support. But it is no longer 1948. The year is 2018 and Israel is almost 10 times the size it once was. They are a start-up nation with a thriving economy. They have the 4th largest air force in the world and one of the most efficient armies there are. The roles have been reversed. Israel is no longer in desperate need of the diaspora. The diaspora need Israel. Since our expulsion from Israel following the destruction of the Beit HaMikdash, Jews have been subject to anti-Semitism time and time again. The Crusades, the Spanish Inquisition, expulsion from England, France, Russia, and most of the Middle East, just to name a few. And of course, we suffered through the Holocaust. But Israel is our symbol of never again. Never again will Jews be subject like animals and gassed by the thousands. Never again will Jews be trapped with no one and no place to turn to. Even with all the hardship Israel has faced, all the wars and all the terrorism, Israel's tally of those lost in battle remains less than the amount of Jews gassed in one day in Auschwitz. Israel has become our safe haven, our place of refuge, a place that any Jew in the world can run to and call home. But it does not only give us this sense of security, it ensures our security. When the Jewish people are in trouble, Israel comes running, no sprinting, to their aid. Following the establishment of the State of Israel, many Jews were expelled from the surrounding countries of Israel in the Middle East. And despite being battered and bruised, Israel stood up and formed operations in order to bring Jews from Iraq and surrounding countries to Israel in order to save them from persecution. And they have continued to do so throughout their history, bringing Jews from Iraq, Morocco, Iran, and Ethiopia, all to save them from anti-Semitism in their countries. Because no matter where Jews are in the world, Israel has always, and they will always, do anything they can to ensure their safety. Furthermore, Judaism has a strong belief in the centrality of Israel, one which suggests that Israel is the focal point of our nation's history, purpose, and identity. God said to Yaakov, "The land that I gave to Avraham and to Yitzchak I will give to you, and to the offspring after you I will give this land." Well, we are those offspring. We are the names written on the wills of our forefathers. We are the inheritors of the land of Israel. Whether we are ready to accept it or not, and whether we asked for it or not, Israel is the greatest gift that we have ever been given. Because more than its ability to protect us from anti-Semitism, Israel provides us with a sense of identity in this huge and confusing world. In his book, A Letter in the Scroll, Rabbi Sachs describes the unique and personal connection he felt to the perilous situation in Israel's early days. Yet as of then, he had never visited the country, nor did he know anyone that lived there. This connection, his professor had told him often, was entirely illogical. But as illogical and inexplicable as it may be, it does exist. It's no secret that Jews don't agree on much, and this, of course, extends to the topic of Israel. But no matter how we express it, whether it be through criticism, donations, praise, or prayer, the one thing we all have in common is our love for Israel, the land or the state, nonetheless, Israel. We have this weird phenomenon that when something happens in Israel, we feel as though it happened right next door. We gather as if it were a family member, praying and pleading any way we can for the safety of Israel and its people. But it's not only in times of bad, also in the good. When Israel recently won the Eurovision Song Contest, Jews weren't sad that their country didn't win because they felt as though it did. Because Israel is a part of who we are. Whether we plan on moving there or not, it is imprinted in our identity, a part of our DNA. Israel provides us with a tangible piece of history and Judaism through which we can form our identity. So while Israel may very well benefit from the contributions of the diaspora, if you take the diaspora out of the equation, Israel will continue to stand on its own 2 feet and remain a presence on the world stage. However, without Israel, we would not only lose our security blanket, but a huge part of our identity. 70 years have begun since its story began, and like in any good story, the one who began as poor and battered has now emerged as a powerful icon around the world.